The first dialogue is between two friends. I heard spicy food is bad for the stomach. Should I avoid it? Actually, no. Studies show that spicy food doesn't raise cancer risk. Some spices contain compounds that reduce inflammation. That's surprising. What about hot beverages? Extremely hot beverages can increase the incidence of throat cancer. It's the temperature, not the drink itself. So it's safe if I drink tea warm, not boiling hot? Exactly. Moderation and temperature control matter. So what these two people are talking about are the spicy food and hot beverages. So to our surprise, not all spicy food will raise cancer risk. Some spices contain compounds that are good for us. But hot beverages, on the other hand, could increase the incidence of throat cancer. The next dialogue is between a patient and a doctor. Doctor, I eat beef almost every day. Is that dangerous? Eating red meat frequently is linked to colorectal cancer. You don't need to avoid it completely, but you should reduce portion size. What about bacon and sausages? Those are processed meats. They contain preservatives and are more harmful than fresh meat. It's best to avoid them. What's a healthier alternative? Try fish, beans, or whole grains. They are nutritious and lower disease risk. Thank you. I'll try to adjust my diet. The patient and the doctor are talking about the disadvantages of red meat and processed meat. He suggested that not consume too much red meat because it's connected with colorectal cancer. And processed meats is not good because they contain preservatives and they're harmful to our bodies. Good alternatives. What are alternatives? Means that one or two more options that you can choose from. So other than processed foods, you can choose fish, beans, or whole grains as a good or healthier alternative. Next is a dialogue in a classroom. Does sugar directly cause cancer? Yes, I think so, because sweets are unhealthy. Actually, sugar itself does not directly cause cancer, but excessive sugar intake leads to obesity, which raises cancer risk. So sugar is harmful indirectly. Correct. Moderation is the key. And whole grains? Whole grains contain fiber and nutrients that reduce the incidence of chronic illness. So the real lesson is balance. Exactly. Balance and moderation protects long-term health. So here, to our surprise, sugar itself is not something harmful, but it leads to obesity, which leads to higher cancer risk. So that's why eating sweet food is not so good. And the teacher also suggests that moderation and balance is the most important thing in our food choices and diet. You can go back to the first dialogue and practice read along by yourself. These three dialogues show that people often have questions about whether certain foods are safe or risky. Now, let's look at sentence patterns to explain these ideas clearly. Let's look at the first sentence pattern. Too much may increase cancer risk. So you put a noun, usual food name, in the blank. Too much sugar may increase cancer risk. Too much red meat may increase cancer risk. Eating can help to. So for the first blank, you put food names. For a second blank, you put in a verb. Let's look at the example sentences. Eating whole grains can help to improve digestion. Eating vegetables can help to protect cells. Let's move on to the next sentence pattern. It is important to keep a balance between A and B. For the two blanks, you put two nouns. It is important to keep a balance between meat and vegetables. It is important to keep a balance between work and rest. Sentence pattern 4. Doctors recommend avoiding. You put a noun or an ing form verb in the blank. So these are the things that you should not touch, eat, or do. Doctors recommend avoiding processed meat. Doctors recommend avoiding very hot drinks. Moving on to the last sentence pattern. One habit that increases risk is. So you put down a kind of habit that might increases cancer risk. You can put in a noun or you can put in an ing form verb. One habit that increases risk is eating too much sugar. One habit that increases risk is not exercising enough. Now that we have practiced the sentence patterns, let's see how everything comes together in a short reading passage.